Hi, welcome back to part two of my series on forecasting errors. Now, in part one, we talked about the forecasting errors of the start date being invalid and our two ways of double dipping on throughput. One being that we assume that multiple things are going to be done at the same time, and one being that the team doesn't account for other busy work and toil work that they have to do to keep business as usual, business as usual. So in this sort of forecasting set of errors, I want to talk about throughput again, but in this case, two forms of error that I see of using historical data. Now, how could you fail, right? Using historical data is always going to give you the right answer. Well, the answer is no, because a lot of the time, people try and impress me with they've got 12 years worth of historical throughput data. But is that all relevant? I mean, the team's changed, and they were coding in COBOL back then, and now they're using AI to generate sort of code. So the historical data needs to be recent and it needs to be relevant. And they're the two errors. First one is recency. Don't go back more than 6 weeks on your team throughput. You don't get any statistical benefit for it, and all you're doing is introducing the error of stale data. Secondly is irrelevant throughput. Sometimes if you're changing the way you're developing, either through introducing a new framework or you've got new patterns and you've done the architectural design and now that you've got a few good patterns that can be replicated, all of those types of factors make the old historical data not relevant for forecasting new work. So you've got to be and keep your eye out. The biggest thing you need to do is on regular occurrences when the team changes what it's working on or how it's working, is throw away the historical data and go back to good old estimates for a period of time about your best guess about how the new way of developing is going to work, especially in the AI-driven world. And there's a third one that affects throughput, lesser so, but it's still important, and it's the time of the year. Different countries have slow and peak periods of throughput, and some companies do as well. Some companies have a large customer gathering or offsite or release cycles that happen at particular times of the year. And leading up to and beyond those times, throughput changes dramatically. Now, if you're trying to give a good forecast for a piece of software work, that's over, say, the December and January period in Australia, you're going to get the wrong answer because we're all getting sober in January from a big celebration over the summer period of time. Now, in Europe, if your project is meant to be delivered during August, you're out of luck, right? Because everyone's in Spain enjoying the sun. So these factors matter. It's got nothing to do with the work. It's just got to do when we start the work. So don't think that your throughput throughout the year is going to be stable. It's going to have cycles in it. And your forecasting model should take that into account if it's significant enough. So thank you for that. Again, this is part two of the forecasting error series. I'll see you next time.